multidimensional new Earth realities, physical light bodies and fields always tuning whole body being everything to a much higher frequency than before. February 5, 2020. As cosmic frequencies continue to powerfully increase daily, in order to bring all into much higher states of consciousness than before, the importance of each coming to honor the many processes of tuning, recalibrating, anchoring, clearing and holding much higher states from within also grow more prevalent for all. Understanding how each's light body works, from within the physical body form, understanding how much it takes to anchor, hold, embody and consciously effortlessly transmit out new Earth frequencies tones through our living and constantly shifting, changing, moving quantum field is also beyond important, as we have to constantly restructure our entire lives to honor this, for all, to loosen our schedules, to live in full quantum divine sacred vibrational energetic alignment and flow is an adjustment at first within itself, yet, so beyond important, as the how all occurs changes, how realities take form, materialization, changes and how easily or complicated each processes will be relative to each's core value system and whether one is still trying to do the old ways, or surrendering honoring all new ways that won't conform to linearity at all. Cosmic gateways continue to increase in frequency and are much bigger, stronger and activating more powerfully than ever before. The bigger a gateway opening, the more powerful and in abundance new Earth codes are. These gateways filter through densities at different rates, so some may be unaware as to how these work on a density level, cellular molecular level, and body field level, which in turn restructures reality for each. These new Earth light codes are important for all, as they raise consciousness, expand awareness and shift all out of old densities and fixed realities. We often refer to this as 3D to have a term to describe a level of consciousness that created realities, especially when we are speaking to vibrationally energetically harmonically aligned, versus that which was of separation unconscious programming linearity and a deep state of amnesia before. Gatekeepers, every gateway, gatekeepers monitor these on various levels and bring through the information, codes and knowledge that assists humanity with shifting evolving with greater ease. Where this is consciously respected and integrated by each, the filter that each deliver through is themselves, so each receiving has to learn to listen with their pure hearts and feel the codes that activate speak on a soul DNA level to determine what resonates feels appropriate for each. It's an important part of the process as well, since everyone functions at different oscillatory rates. Then this will constantly shift, change, evolve as each grows, expands, evolves into higher states from within themselves, and what resonates will constantly change along the way too. Embodied gatekeepers hold access to entire stargate systems within and are able to experience these through simultaneity as all opens, becomes available, occurs, exists. Grid keepers serve in different capacities as well, monitoring and working with the various gridding systems, within Gaia and universally galactically cosmically too. How this is done will vary with each different phase stage. Grid keepers and gatekeepers use their own bodies to do the work necessary to accomplish various tasks serving our planet and humanity as well. Embodied gatekeepers and grid keepers. The key to understanding is realizing this takes each's whole body being and field. Embodiment is each is whole reality, not pieces and parts like before. Embodiment is through purity, deep heart-soul connection and living this purity on every level as well. Each will undergo a massive transformation within, in order to accomplish this, as holding new Earth templates and codes in place as a whole body being field experience, so that every person thing within your field is able to experience the beauty, simplicity and ease of this. Let's talk distortions for a moment. Each holds immense distortions within, yet for a long while, the full comprehension of this is not there. To exit and transit to a much higher dimensional state of consciousness reality, each will be presented with every distortion to observe, see, feel, experience until each has fully and completely resolved every one of these fully from within, at which point, the body will finally be allowed to clear this from each is whole body template and where these were held housed on a cellular level deep within. This is a vast topic within itself, as it encompasses so very much. The ego aspect loves to play in out distortions, while the higher aspect version will observe these and consciously choose what an appropriate vibrational response is. Relative to quantum dynamics equations mechanics and a quantum value system taking all energetically, geometrically and vibrationally into account, red heart card suit. Transcending immense distortions that used to be how all worked is an immense process that occurs within each and completely changes how each actually lives their lives here now. New Earth Guardians and various light councils, these are actual embodied light beings, occupying physical form here. A massive part of this DNA evolution process is each is whole being evolving into higher highest self aspects, without separation ego, and holding this fully, to support, uplift, inspire and guide all to achieve this within themselves too. To hold the immense knowledge and codes to a much higher consciousness humanity is a feat within itself, as well as the maturation process of growing up from a starseed newborn newly birthed soul having to relearn everything all over again, remembering, and restructure their whole reality lives in accordance with cosmic laws as well. Guardians and councils guide and advise, as is appropriate, yet do not intervene or intrude on any realities, because of how soul experiences occur, as well as imposing on free will. Guardians, gatekeepers, grid keepers, councils open portals, gateways and hold these open for each to step through, choose, on their own. They provide templates, guidelines, yet honor each's ability to exercise conscious choice. Guardians and council members can see multidimensionally, entire collectives, various dimensions, realities and observe. Often called the Watchers, when two-step in and assist support is relative to vibrational energetic codes not visible by the human ego aspect due to heart-mind closed and fixed linear structured realities creating separation from this. New Earth frequency code holders, gatekeepers, grid keepers, guardians and light councils, and more terms we use to describe, are fulfilling various roles for a higher consciousness humanity and the transition from old Earth to new. It's a full-time job to anchor, hold and transmit the codes out that uplift, inspire and recode. It's immense dedication, love and care for ALL as one, and these service roles are held as deep sacred respect and honor by each fulfilling various roles here. These are not playing out saving roles distortion of Christed consciousness each must fully clear from their own body template, yet instead making available that which will support each truly ready to embrace the importance of all of this. We present opportunities for each to also choose, just like we all had to, as New Earth is a conscious choice where each receive based upon their own investing of themselves and their things, which don't conform to old human ego ways of what's comfortable at first. 4D will present with continual tests, choice points, for each to constantly choose, until New Earth reality's higher consciousness has been chosen every time and one does not go back to old ways anymore from fear survival self-preservation modes deeply entrenched within each's inner matrix template. Each choice point establishes a new choice point, 0 point, and every time one consciously chooses from a much higher state, Then the body template will clear the old naturally and organically through a tuning process that includes physical body density clearings as well as vibrational realignment processes of how one lives their own every moment day life. Transitioning one's whole life over is a massive process within itself. This takes years and years and years, so be patient, loving, kind to yourself and each other, and dissolve any judgment still held within about how all is, as none of this will conform to anything a human aspect can comprehend. Think. Honor your own immense process while honoring respecting others too. Each is doing exactly as is aligned on a soul level, no matter how much the ego aspect wants to be a victim. It's not. It's just a mindset, due to being challenged and having to change everything from fixed linear to quantum energetic, and the ego aspect does not like this part. Shifting to a higher state within, opening one's heart mind fully to expand out of all of that is key, as how one feels sees will completely change, which is an important part of the process for each to learn how to do this constantly, continually and every time, until ease and full vibrational alignment have been fully achieved with each new tuning process, moment, day, week, month, year. Here, we function from a unified state of consciousness, where all is one, not just words, but actualized reality, and the way we live. Here, we respect all as light, holding our own realities in place fully and allowing for connecting with all others truly living this too. Our ability to enhance and unify through merging processes are by way of our cohesive, unified, quantum fields. There is no entanglement, dependency, lack or separation like before, because each is fully responsible for their own energy and how they show up, contribute and participate energetically. We recognize ourselves and each other as soul light star families, and we treat each other with the utmost love and respect, while not accepting less, because everyone is capable of this, if their hearts are truly wide open and each truly cares from the depth core of their whole being as well. Our realities are not complicated, they are simple, because we all function from a whole new different value system than previous dimensions realities did. We've established new ways and we are live this way. A cohesive, coherent and unified existence where pure love is the foundation of all. Yes, it is possible to be powerful, hold the new in place and create live all new realities as pure light. Because it's our inherent frequencies and because we consciously choose this as our only reality, which all will also have to do in order to achieve the vibrational frequency to materialize into a higher dimensional frequency bandwidth with their bodies and live new earth frequency bandwidth realities fully too. Everyone ascending with a body holds new earth codes within, learning to activate these through a wide open heart, beauty, simplicity, nature, kindness, generosity, and the integration of photonic light codes is the process that each undergoes as a part of their own transit return here. There are many infinite ways to consciously do this, which can negate the need for a karmic experience like before. The human ego actually needs an actual experience to open their heart and mind fully, because the soft, simple, easy ways won't work yet, until each truly comprehends that there are much easier ways to do this. Then harsh, rough, devastating is the way that fixed, rigid mentalities and structures crumble, collapse, dissolve, come down until each surrenders to allow a softer, kinder and much easier transitional experience. It's important to note that 3D/4D hearts break open, whereas 5D hearts burst open through softness, kindness, beauty and love. 3D is a level of consciousness with a physical vibrational reality to match. 4D is a level of consciousness with a physical vibrational reality to match. 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D, all of these are 2 All is what each are tuned to with their consciousness, focus, energy and whole body. Each's light body is their quantum state and literally vibrates the body in out of different dimensions for actual experience and holographic morphogenic accessibilities as well. Each's light body activates from inside and continually grows, expands, contracts, merges, integrates and completely reconfigures, rewrites, recodes, restructures and recalibrates each's whole body and field continuously and increasing with each cosmic light ray blast. Human physical bodies go through a continual rigorous upgrade process that increases continually as all continue to evolve. Evolving from a carbon-based atomic body to a crystalline plasma physical light body, well, immense is an understatement. None of this will conform to any belief or mentality of before, because it's never been done in this timeline existence yet, so everything one thought they knew goes out the window, as trying to do anything the old ways or fit this into any old ways boxes will cause each to undergo challenges, suffering not actually necessary, yet necessary to dissolve the ego aspects that keeps trying to live, think, do this way. The old ways, beliefs, systems, nothing will work. For each to go deeper inside and get new multidimensional answers is key. Yes, those who have done these parts can provide information knowledge to assist with greater ease, yet until each truly accepts that this is nothing like before, anything provided shared will be dismissed, judged, rationalized and fall on closed hearts, minds, deaf ears. Normally something has to happen occur to get hearts open before one is ready open to listening to that which does not fit into the old ways and offers something that challenges the ego aspect to evolve instead of catering to the old ways anymore. Massive collectives awakening and preparing to enter their own ascension phases, many lump awakening and ascension into the same pot, yet they are not the same thing at all. One can be semi-awake their whole life, yet there will be a deeper awakening process that will occur to break loose those fixed linear constructs held within so that each can shift, move into their own individual ascension processes, where each pulls completely away and goes deeper inward to connect on a much deeper level in order to reconnect and remember through their own pure hearts fully and transcend any head stuff still left. Ascension is one's return, becoming a crystal light being in form, not as an actual character, yet as consciousness energy that is pure light, pure love, soft, kind and teaches all HOV to be this through divine presence too. Each will experience immense death and rebirth cycles on every level to accomplish this, and because the process is so very physical, emotional and mental energetic, it's broken down over much linear time, so that the body doesn't actually fully die. It will feel like death, as it is in a way. It's an ego death, and where it was housed throughout the entire physical body in every way. An entire 3D template that held hell as a version of reality, and with each death process, there is more new rebirth of each is higher dimensional aspects, opening up 5D new Earth visibility access. Yet this is just the beginning of a massive process as well, forego anchoring and embodiment to achieve much higher dimensional frequencies than the human body functioned from before, basically clearing out all of the programming density, binding each to those lower vibrational realities of before. Full body template rewrites, recodings, everything plus each as whole field. These continually increases all go. The body has to achieve ALL fully and clear the density within, the structures within, the fixed linear ways within, and literally, on a cellular level, vibrate at gamma cosmic ray light frequencies where every cell zooms and emits a ridiculous amount of radioactive light, which is just a small part of how we quantum jump. The vastness of how is relative to an entire process as well. Learning ego surrender is beyond important. As the ego aspect is so deeply interwoven embedded within each's physical body form, that it is the thing that interferes gets in each's way, the human aspects calls this blocks, when in essence, full surrender on every level supports a much easier transit and soul-light integration for each to vibrationally arrive in new earth frequencies easier. Because the ego is not involved running the show creating disruptions like before. Each's physical body needs total surrender to accomplish the immensity of all of this, multidimensional rewiring, cellular breakdown and restructuring processes that support new earth realities here. Each's ego creates struggle. Challenges are important, because they are how each works through ego separation and deep programming held within. All of these fixed mentalities and linear beliefs, energies, have to be reworked and fully processed by each from deep within. The ego aspect tries to hold on to old ways, others things and realities constructed from outdated programs, ways, beliefs. This is heart closed, so the mind is closed. The human aspect thinks its heart is open, yet if there are any protection mechanisms, safety mechanisms or fears still present, then the mind is still in control. Forgo the heart is not completely open as thought. Your soul does not struggle, our soul is pure. It is free and observes all as love, and sees from a very different place perspectives than the human ego aspect does. When each's soul is truly present, it's beyond beautiful and there are no distortions playing out like before. Your soul is you, operating from the 5th, 12th dimensions. Each physical dimension serves different purposes, roles. It literally lives in heaven on earth, is pure heaven and experiences heaven as actual reality, recognizing the ego aspect as a little child, unconscious and a version of hell. This is where each chooses which reality to allow as an actual experience. To consciously choose heaven means to relinquish all ego games and live from purity inside, and allow your body to clear the hell template. We'll share more on this later. Higher mind consciousness is through our pure hearts and open pineal glands, holographic access, where we can see observe through quantum mechanics dynamics. HOV all works on a quantum energetic level, providing the ability to shift change all vibrationally in order to bring all into full consciousness and alignment ourselves. This is where each learns how all works and learns how to do completely differently, in accordance with higher dimensional codes in order to rework and realign their entire own reality themselves. All will be through unity consciousness, purity and a deep sacred respect and care for all, yet will not cater to the old anymore. So ego aspects are offended, resistant, judgmental and still trying to fit reality into old boxes ways, and the two don't fit into the same space, geometrically. The reworking of all is through a new quantum logic that takes all pieces and parts as a greater whole and literally reworks realities into all new ones that support 5D 12D new Earth existence and assisting with the transit from old Earth to new. As long as there are human aspects, there will be teachers and guides, yet there is no hierarchy like humans play in. It's a family, a support system and a way to assist with expansion through full heart, mind consciousness and new earth embodiment processes that support all of humanity as light. When everyone is fully awake, aware, embodied and living as pure source consciousness light, then all are experiencing and living through divine partnership, where all contribute, share and create together, as pure love consciousness. As each come through return to being their own soul fully, they no longer need or seek teaching learning anymore. This does not mean each is in still learning all new ways, creating all new ways. It just means that their inner connection is so solid, deep, strong that they get their own answers from deep within and do not seek outside anymore. This is where it's easy to come together, as each has fully connected within themselves on a soul level, and the ability to unite realities are easy because of this. Inner vision is how we see all. Inner vision changes everything for ALL. Inner vision is through feeling at first, and then as each learns to feel their own higher truth and listen to their own higher inner guidance, GPS if you will, then vision will start to come more along the way too. With the crystalline light body, and then plasma light body, the crystals in the body brain pineal actually tune all to different higher frequency bandwidths and switch each is vision source, from human eyes to pineal gland merged with human eyes, so that there is a blending of seeing multidimensionally and also externally, yet completely different than before. New Earth becomes visible from within in each's dream state and daydream state. Sleeping waking states flip merge change with this. Each will see what's possible and then will do that which is currently higher highest aligned in order to accomplish this. It's a reversal of how reality works. We go inward, be and learn to observe, be wide open, see and then do that which has already been done exists on a higher dimensional plane, if you will, so that with each doing from this highest place, the act calls for the materialization of that into physical form here. This is a part of reverse engineering, if you will, where you see first, achieve the vibrational frequency through the integration of codes and then do that which already exists in what others perceive as a future. For us, it's just a vibrational reality waiting to come into form appear here. Red Heart card suit. Embodiment is HOVU. We get to experience multidimensional realities. First we must activate and fully anchor the codes within, hold these fully and apply all to our whole life here. Empty words won't work. Each must hold the energy fully, and on every level, for the entire reality to come forth as an actual reality here. We literally do pull realities out of thin air, as a part of a visible holographic existence and bring them into fruition here. Red Heart card suit. The entire planet is undergoing a massive transition out of the old and into the new. Each person will experience this exactly as is highest aligned for them, as soul contracts, agreements and karmic timelines play into this as well. All is a culmination of every existence, not just the visible human one. Each's energy dictates, each's choices dictate, and the consciousness one functions from dictates as well. We all live on in a multidimensional earth, just like the third dimension, the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. 11th and 12th dimension all have physical realities that are vibrational matches correlating to each's current level of consciousness embodied held. The 5th dimension and higher is embodied souls with AC tool realities that exist, and anyone truly ready to join transition is welcomed with open hearts arms, as each expands into, and holds, much higher dimensional states of consciousness. It's the holding of these states of consciousness that pulls the body into a higher frequency bandwidth dimension too. During this process, which can take years, each's DNA is being rewritten, as well as the entire body template too. Consciousness occurs first, then the body comes through when the density has cleared, and as a multitude of DNA template rewrites are completed to allow for this. When we reunite, it's a recognition, a celebration, even a party, because we've worked hard to get here and reconnect with each other as love again. Being a cosmic galactic soul family is pure, beautiful and simple too. It's exciting and we love creating, exploring and fulfilling service roles together as light too. 3D is completely going, as it was a level of consciousness that did not honor support humanity or our planet. Its purpose was separation, building human ego-aligned realities to then awaken to the separation distortions as a part of shifting to a much higher state of consciousness, which is an important part of each's awakening ascension processes here. This occurs in infinite varying states of consciousness, on an individual level and for all belonging to that collective at that time. Each collective transitions out of 4D to 5D when it is their time, when they make the conscious choice. Those who are not ready, their codes are not activated yet, because they are still completing their own soul's predetermined human experience, will prepare for their own transition when it's their time. Hold respect and know there is a higher version of everyone in a different dimension, and that when as you each shift to a higher dimension, the version of them that you get can be this higher version too. Red Heart Card Suit. When the Ascension Gateways opened in 2012, the first collective came through, with various new waves coming through at different intervals all along the way. These are scattered about, visible not visible, and geometrically placed to create an energetic crystalline plasma gridding system that interlinks with our beloved Gaia's systems, as well as Comic Gateways systems too. Many are observing an accelerated collapse as a part of a planetary shift in consciousness that's beyond important for the greater whole. The how is viewable from higher dimensions of awareness consciousness, quantum, only limited by each's own linearity density separation still held within. This collapse opens all up to transiting over to all new earth, and fifth dimensional living that honors all as love. Because the ego aspect fights this whole process, they will fight the external until all of this energy is gone. This too is an important part of the breaking down of old systems structures that is still held in place from within. As each were the ones holding all of that in place, 3D/4D holds onto the old ways and won't let go shift without force. 4D is where all live while learning to shift consciously and while undergoing DNA repair to achieve the fifth dimension with their physical body as their light body activates to clear deep-rooted fears, traumas, and repair DNA damage done to the body while living a 3D life. 5D is of unity, love, and peace. Anything less is the old and still held deep within each. 6D 11D is the climb, processes, back to 12D, original state of pure consciousness, with each dimension being energetically birthed, built, constructed, held in place fully by each. This will equate to the restructuring of each is whole life, reality, to be fully reconfigured and realigned vibrationally to each level of consciousness. You are not done until you are done with the old. A huge part of early phases are getting fed up and done. This cycle continues until each is truly completely fed up and done, in order to complete the cellular body and whole template reconfiguration processes where these programs were held to start with, deep within. Once one recognizes these cycles, then each can make the conscious choice to completely let go, move on, or resolve, transmute, transform all through your own highest states of consciousness yourself. Some things you'll let go of, because you are tired with the games, fighting to hang on or force change, rather than just respect where all is fully and focus on what you came here to be, do, and bring all into highest alignment within yourself, giving you the capability to do this in your own reality as well. Until you are completely done, you will keep recreating these experiences over and over and over again until you are Red Heart Card Suit. It is that simple. Red Heart Card Suit. Trust, know, have faith, and honor all as light. Live your highest version of you, your purest version of you, your kindest version of you, and your most beautiful energetic version of you. Hold your light, be your light, and honor all others as love too. Yes, you will observe everything, you will see everything, yet you will get to choose what you desire as an actual experience, and you will have the capability to bring all into a much higher state of consciousness yourself. As you hold yourself to your own highest, you will start to do this with others too. You won't see them as incapable, like the ego aspect loves to do. You will uplift, inspire, Provide the information that will support guides, show them where to go inside and find their own power as love too, and you will respect their journey. Because you will look at your own and see what it took for you to experience, understand, and make your own conscious choices for yourself as well, and you will truly understand why it's so important to allow all to do this for themselves too. Hold your highest and allow ALL to come forth. Be your kindness, purest and most powerful aspect as pure love. At first, the human ego has fear, so each must go deeper inside to connect, to find their own courage, be bold and hold their own light above all. It's a part of the process for everyone. You be the example of what pure love is, as there are many who've never experienced this to understand that it even exists. You show the way. Through your presence, you light the way and focus on creating, holding, building the new that you see, and unite with others doing this too. Red Heart card suit. We hold the foundation for all in place. We hold a quantum unified field in place. We hold the constructs and all in place with our whole body field presence, which is why we don't have time to play out the old, as it takes way too much energy and it will cost each their new earth realities, literally. So each do have to choose, otherwise each receives whatever they get, which will always be relative to the current level of consciousness. We call fifth dimension, and higher, new earth. We call 3D/4D old earth, because it represents an old version, an outdated operating system and obsolete programs built on separation that no longer serves the planet or its inhabitants as a greater whole. While the human experience was necessary, this all will phase out more as we go. Once one gains access to 5D and higher, then 3D/4D are the unconscious realms, fulfilling karmic timelines and playing out ego programs of separation still. Our galactic soul sees in dimensions, which is why we break things down the way we do. Galactics see in missions, souls see in purposes, when in essence they are the same, yet different vibrationally, as missions are stronger, while purposes are softer. Both are important to create balance, with the fulfillment of roles being how we in human form accomplish all. When we refer to different dimensions, we are speaking of different vibrations, frequency bandwidths and levels of consciousness. Only to the human aspect is this all etheric or a concept. To us it's all real and visible and a part of our normal, everyday life here. Living a quantum reality, within a morphogenic holographic field, a unified field of consciousness is the only way that we know. It's natural and the old way is not possible anymore. It takes a while to adjust to a quantum existence. There's no linear time. Our physical light bodies work differently and the physical reality works differently too. Our body has to constantly recalibrate and adjust, as does our vision, as seeing and living from a multitude of infinite dimensions realities all running simultaneously is a bit of an adjustment within itself. Having a field that responds to us is way cool, as we get to interact and choose, instead of play out unconscious karmic realities timelines still, and being able to tell what's real, while flipping in and out of different illusions takes a bit to acclimate to as well. Constantly learning how to function in all new ways, as our various light bodies, gamma crystalline plasma plus, constantly undergo tuning processes to achieve much higher frequencies than before. Because the entire external responds to what we hold, the codes that we transmit out and the amount of photonic cosmic light that we embody, full integration every day is key. The phase that each is currently in will dictate how this works for each. Remember to observe all from on a multidimensional level. Learn to see what's 3D, 4D, 5D plus and then choose the one you desire to experience as your own reality fully here. If you hold any judgment at all, you will not be able to do this, as judgment alone will bind you to your own 3D experience again. Always go deeper inside. As the deeper you go, the more expansion you can invite and experience. Yes, at first, you will have uncomfortable feelings, as those were the things that stopped you before, yet through consciousness you can clear these programs yourself. Gain the self-mastery tools however is highest aligned for you and use them, all of them, as once you master yourself fully, you'll then start to master your external as well, as love, not ego. Yes, people can hit a high state of consciousness, then contract back down and be in their ego. It's a part of the process of working through separation within, sometimes lasting years. When one is in their ego, they are unaware of this. It's not for each to judge, it's for each to see, understand, then make a conscious choice as to what is appropriate for your own individual journey experience. It's a part of dissolving duality within without and shifting to a different place inside too. You will have to learn, decide and figure this part out for yourself as a part of the process as well. Every one of us that were in the fourth dimension did this too. We all had to recognize that we were still in our own ego and come to dissolve this within ourselves in order to complete soul union deep within, in order to merge into oneness. We then are able to observe the ego anytime it appears in our reality in order to evolve, bring all into a higher state of consciousness ourselves. Everyone reverts back to their ego along the way, until each completes their own ascension-descension embodiment processes fully, which is also encoded in each's individual DNA. As you all know, I could go on and on forever and never finish writing, sharing, providing information that supports, so for now I will close and transmit love to all as you each transition into through higher states of consciousness too. Red Heart Card Suit. P.S. For a while, there will be extremes of highs and lows or expansion-contraction, until all of the extremes are gone. This is a part of balancing polarity within and the reunification of all into oneness and purity as well. Be patient, kind and respect yourself all, as your body can be clearing and you can hit bliss states too, or you can go through a rough time emotionally, yet be totally fine. The process gets easier with doing multiple experiences simultaneously as we all go. Eventually, you have chosen enough, aligned enough and embodied, held, created enough that heaven is your new home fully, because this is where you live fully from within. Even if a moment occurs, you can shift this and deal however is appropriate without ever losing your peace, without compromising on a soul level or accepting the old as reality ever again. Red Heart Card Suit. PPS for those struggling, challenged. See where you are functioning from, your head or your wide open heart mind. You can shift to appreciation and connection instead of separation. It might take a bit of effort, yet this is a part of the process of learning to do this naturally, organically and consciously at will, so that you never separate off, go back to sleep, re-enter the unconscious realms of amnesia inside ever again. Red Heart Card Suit. I love and appreciate you all for your own heart, soul dedication and living service as light too. Keep on shining bright and being new earth fully too. Red Heart Card Suit. Lisa Transcendence Brown. www.awakeningtoremembering.com